I heard a swoosh. Okay. All right.
No problem. It's my pre-tape. Maybe it's always a good move, right?
I discovered Apple Numbers this week.
Oh, yeah?
It's Apple's version of Excel. That's not it. There we are. You can put like individual tables on any sheet you want.
Nice. Like that.
It's a new year of lacrosse in the city of brotherly love, and a couple of teams that haven't been too busy this season but have already developed a healthy distaste for one another. Squaring off tonight here at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, it's the Rochester Knighthawks and the Philadelphia Wings getting started on the 2026 portion of the schedule. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Xfinity Mobile Arena for NLL lacrosse tonight. I'm Brian Smith alongside former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson. Mary McGinnis will join us in just a couple of minutes. Scott, it's early in the season, but despite that, all these games are big, especially for a couple of 1 and 2 teams.
No doubt about it. In an 18-game season, every game is so important. Both of these teams are coming off recent losses. Philadelphia's at home. If they drop tonight, they go to 1 and 3. And Rochester's starting a back-to-back series, hosting Buffalo, the defending champions, tomorrow. So I anticipate some serious intensity tonight.
Well, for the Philadelphia Wings, their offense was heavily dependent on Brendan O'Neill developing this year, and he had a great one last time out.
Well, Connor Fields is the guy
sorry. Jesus.
Okay.
The NLL season is well underway, but a couple of teams that haven't been too busy so far this year squaring off tonight. Only 3 games for both these clubs. However, they've already developed a healthy distaste for one another. It's the Philadelphia Wings and the Rochester Knighthawks in front of a excited crowd here for Emo Night at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Hello, everyone, and welcome to South Philadelphia for NLL lacrosse action alongside former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson. I'm Brian Smith. Mary McGinnis will join us downstairs in just a couple of moments. Well, Scott, it's early in the season, only 3 games in for these teams, but at 1 and 2, this is a big game, even here in early January.
Yes, in an 18-game season, every game is so important. Both of these teams are coming off of recent losses, so Philadelphia at home, if they lose, they drop to 1 and 3, and Rochester starts the beginning of a back-to-back where they host the defending champion Buffalo Bandits tomorrow night. I expect some serious intensity on the floor tonight.
Well, these two teams met a couple weeks ago, and that night, Connor Fields went off on the Philadelphia Wings.
Well, the reigning NLL MVP. He's one of the best shooters in the league. Fearless. Look at the stats he had last game. Early this season so far, he's averaging 8.3 points per game and over 20 shots per game. If the Wings can hold him to 6 points or less, there could be a win for Philadelphia. For the Philadelphia Wings, it's the hot hand, the hot stick is number 34, Brennan O'Neill. Look at those stats, career highs right there. He's establishing himself as one of the best shooters in the game. His overhand shot is so deceptive, hard to save from anywhere. Joe Resetarits was held scoreless last game, but look for him tonight. On the air. Thank you. Cool.
All righty. The NLL season is well underway, but a couple of teams that haven't been too busy so far this year squaring off tonight. Only 3 games for both these clubs. However, they've already developed a healthy distaste for one another. It's the Philadelphia Wings and the Rochester Knighthawks in front of a excited crowd here for Emo Night at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Hello, everyone, and welcome to South Philadelphia for NLL lacrosse action alongside former Wings captain Scott Gabrielson. I'm Brian Smith. Mary McGinnis will join us downstairs in just a couple of moments. Well, Scott, it's early in the season, only 3 games in for these teams, but at 1-2, this is a big game even here in early January.
Yes, in an 18-game season, every game is so important. Both of these teams are coming off of recent losses, so Philadelphia at home, if they lose, they drop to 1-3, and Rochester starts the beginning of a back-to-back where they host the defending champion Buffalo Bandits tomorrow night. I expect some serious intensity on the floor tonight.
Well, these two teams met a couple weeks ago, and that night Connor Fields went off on the Philadelphia Wings.
Well, the reigning NLL MVP, he's one of the best shooters in the league. Fearless, look at the stats he had last game. Early this season so far, he's averaging 8.3 points per game and over 20 shots per game. If the Wings can hold him to 6 points or less, there could be a win for Philadelphia. For the Philadelphia Wings, it's the hot hand, the hot stick. It's number 34, Brennan O'Neill. Look at those stats, career highs right there. He's establishing himself as one of the best shooters in the game. His overhand shot is so deceptive, hard to save from anywhere. Joe Rezaterets was held scoreless last game, but look for him tonight.
And Joe is downstairs right now with our Mary McGinnis.
Joe, your team got off to a slow start last game against Rochester. How do you get off to a faster start tonight?
Right, the offense has to be the spark too, right? I know, we're not doing our part to start the game, right? We got to help Nicky out and defense on the back end there.
Best of luck.
Joe Rezaterets, of course, looking back in the goal column. Not very often that he gets held without a goal, but last week he snapped a 20-game streak with at least one. He did have 6 assists to set up the rest of the offense.
Here's a stat right here to take a look at. Look at the difference between Philadelphia's success and Rochester's. 63% versus 27. Nick Roulette against Jeremy Thompson. Roulette last game versus Rochester went 74%. He went 23 of 31. Let's see if he can continue his dominance over Thompson today in this opening faceoff.
Now the first one's called for an early jump there by Nick Roulette, but that's hopefully indicative of some energy. Good things to come for him. But Rochester's going to start the game with possession as Connor Fields has it here on the right side. He dishes it off. Now it's to the left side. They try to get back to him, but that pass will bounce off the end boards, come to the near side, and Rochester with a fresh shot clock now. Ryan Smith putting it over into the left side for Lanchberry. Now here's Connor Fields again. 11 points last time these two teams met on December the 20th. His shot stopped by Nick Damoud, and a second attempt off the stick of Thomas McConvey is turned aside by Damoud. Good stop for the Wings here in the first possession.
Yep, good start. What you will see is Rochester shooting the ball, and Rochester has had the Philadelphia Wings number these last 3 contests. You see Philly leads the series, but it's been all Rochester the last 3 games, including the last matchup they had December 20th, where Rochester knocked off Philly at Rochester.
Yeah, this was a new incarnation, of course, of the Knighthawks franchise several years ago at this point, when the original one moved to Halifax, and once Rochester was reestablished, the Wings won the first 6 games between the clubs. But the Knighthawks have turned the table over the last year and a half or so here against Philadelphia, so Wings are trying to snap that streak here tonight.
And what you're going to see out of Rochester tonight is a high-powered offense. Guys that just like to shoot the rock whenever they can. They are not shy. They've got a green light all day long, and it's led by Connor Fields.
Dustin Burkhoff has been a pleasant surprise for the Wings here this year. He's got 3 goals on the back end. He dishes it off to Michael Sowers, who is making his season debut, and Sowers' first shot of the year is turned aside. Riley Hutchcraft is getting the start here tonight for the Rochester Knighthawks, as they'll work the ball up high to Fields. Fields looking to shoot. Now we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. We'll give it back to Philadelphia.
And as you talk about Hutchcraft, you've got Nick Damoud in the goal for Philadelphia. Coaches are confident in both goaltenders, but Damoud gets the start tonight. Damoud's at 78% save percentage right now. looking to cut down some angles. He's a big blocker for Philadelphia.
Rochester working into space, a pass out in front, a stop made by Damude as Philadelphia will get to that rebound, and a good start here for Nick Damude is exactly what he needed. He struggled early in the Ottawa game, and Dalton Young came in for the rest of that one. Excuse me, Deacon Knott came in for the rest of that one. Here comes Rezateritz up high looking to shoot. Now he'll pull back right side. O'Neal double teamed. That's what a sock trick will do for you as he tries to play it back out in front, but it's knocked away by Jeremy Thompson. And here come the Knighthawks going the other way.
Knighthawks have a powerful offense. They've got 3 of the top scorers in the National Lacrosse League, 3 guys in the top 20 in scoring in Fields, Lansbury, and Thomas McConvey.
Yeah, they call them the 4 horsemen. It's Lansbury, Fields, McConvey, and Ryan Smith that are the engine to this pretty strong offense. Goals per game just under 14 is the most in the NLL so far this year. Again, they've only played 3 games, as have the Wings. Here's Lansbury on the far side with a shot that's stopped by Damude, and so far Rochester pouring it on, but Nick Damude's been able to hold strong.
Yep, one thing coach has been trying to concentrate, or talking to Damude about, is to hold the pipes. Try to prevent those angles. Stand high, stand strong in the net.
Another defensive stop for the Rochester Knighthawks, and another possession here. This is also a key time of the game for the Wings, because the last time these two teams met, Rochester opened up a 5-1 lead after the first quarter. And the Wings also had a little bit of trouble early on last time out against Ottawa. And here's another save by Damude, and the ball on the floor. Finally going to come to Fields with a fresh shot clock. He'll just fire it right away, low in on Damude, and he's going to finally get the whistle, and the Wings will have it.
Very strong defense, sliding defense. What they want to try to eliminate is those second chance opportunities, and Rochester just got 3 shots in one set.
Here is O'Neal to the right side for Eric Fennell. And Fennell comes over to Sam LeClaire. Dished it off to Rezateritz, looking for a lane. Rezateritz pulls it back for O'Neal. O'Neal steps, shakes, and bakes. Gets a shot away. A save made by Hutchcraft. And Rochester quickly to that rebound. And to your point, Scott, so far, Knighthawks not giving the Wings any of those second chances.
Nope, 1 shot, loose ball, and up the floor.
Here's Fields and McConvey, who anchor that right side for the Rochester offense. Swim move, dropped it back off. McConvey rang one off the post. Long rebound will be picked up by Ryan Smith, and he'll put it over to Lansbury in the far corner. McConvey now fronted. He'll leave it off for Fields. Fields skip past Lansbury. Lansbury finds Fields down low. He got a shot away, a nice one, but a save made by Damude as Fields was just trying to tiptoe his way out of the crease there. And Mitch Armstrong picks it up for Philadelphia. Here's Rezateritz on the left side. Wings finished getting the offense out as Eric Fennell comes off the bench, takes the pass, fires a shot, save made Hutchcraft. Another rebound directly to the Knighthawks as Taylor Jensen's on it. In transition, here's a chance. That shot went wide. Long rebound comes right to a wing off the bench, and Philadelphia quickly the other way. Now a double team along the near wall, and this is Pat Foley that ended up with that ball. He's able to get out of jail a little bit there and then almost drew a penalty. Crowd certainly wanted one.
Great hustle by Foley, and Mike Sowers on the board.
Michael Sowers in his first quarter of action this year gets the first goal of the game for the Philadelphia Wings.
The new face on the home floor for the Philadelphia Wings is Michael Sowers. He missed the game 3 weeks ago, but here he answers the bell right away. First goal of the season for Mike Sowers. Such a shifty, ankle-breaking dodger. Look at that. He just sets his man up left to right. Head little that hitch. Shot, bouncer, goal. Sowers. Beautiful goal. Mike Sowers back in Philadelphia.
A several-time PLL All-Star is Michael Sowers. He was part of the Albany organization, never actually played there before he was traded to the Philadelphia Wings, and he did appear in 5 games last year. He's local here to Philadelphia, just to the south, and went to Upper Dublin High School and got in 5 games last year before he had an injury that limited him for the rest of the year, but he had 7 points, 4 goals in those 5 games, and after a bit of a season-beginning injury here, he's back and ready to go. He's got the Wings up by a 1-0 count as Rochester looking to equalize. A shot from underneath turned aside by Damoud.
Yeah, homegrown guy, Upper Dublin, Princeton University, Duke for a 5th year. Just one of the most exciting lacrosse players in the game. A lot of questions about him, whether he could translate to the indoor, from outdoor to indoor, but he is, as you saw just now, making an impact on this game.
And there's Connor Fields picking that upper corner. That's how dangerous he is.
Right, as does Connor Field, the reigning MVP of the National Lacrosse League. Shows you why. He is so good, so dangerous. One of the finest shooters in this game. Just a laser to that upper corner. Fields just continuing to add to his production. Let's see it pass across. Defender never got in his gloves. He hits 90 degrees from way outside. Let's see this angle. Damoud never saw it. Bang, goal, Connor Fields.
So Connor Fields has this one knotted up at 1.
So as I said, you saw it's his 12th goal on the season. He's only played in 3 games. He's averaging 8.3 goals per game and over 20 shots. Crazy.
A great start for Connor Fields. Wings hoping to quiet him. They haven't so far. It's a 1-1 game, early goings.
The National Lacrosse League makes its return to Edmonton on January 16th as the Georgia Swarm match up against the Calgary Roughnecks in the second ever NLL Unboxed Series game. We want you to help bring the energy and excitement to Edmonton for a night to remember. Lyle Thompson and the Swarm, Tanner Cook and the Roughnecks. It's the 2026 NLL Unboxed Series game, Friday, January 16th. Get tickets today.
This is the moment you waited all week for. It's Friday night. Whether you're at home or out on the town, it all starts here.
No, he didn't!
The weekend starts here.
Oh, what a move!
With NLL Friday night on TSN.
Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena. Rylan Hartley was in the spotlight last time these two teams met, and Mary McGinnis has more on that.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, it was the goalies who stole the show down in Rochester. Nick Damoud and Rylan Hartley not only took the gloves off, they took all of their equipment off. You'll see here the two of them dropping the gloves and everything else for that matter. I talked to Nick Damoud about this and how it transpired. He said he started walking to the middle of the field and Hartley started walking towards him, and from there they just took it all off, and we'll see if it boils over tonight.
Of course, Damoud in the game tonight. Rylan Hartley not, at least for right now, perhaps resting up for the rematch. But I'll tell you what, Scott, that fight on social media got something like 500,000 views. So you know how much people like to see stuff like that when it does come along, which is not very often.
Absolutely, so rare, but a couple heavyweights going out at blows. The fisticuffs were flying there.
Post rang there by Rochester in transition. And now the Wings have it going the other way, but we have delayed penalty coming up here on the Knighthawks. And Nick Damoud to the bench as the Wings get an extra attacker out here, and they're going to get things set up for that situation.
Two guys we didn't see the first home game in Philadelphia is number 10 Blaze Reardon and also number 22 Sowers. So it is a new look. They pulled the goalie with the penalty, 6-on-5, but the Wings are going on the power play.
We'll get the touch up and we'll get the call on the penalty here.
Rochester penalty, 2 minutes, illegal cross check.
Chris Williams, our crew chief tonight, working with Ryan Wilson and Kyle Coulter, and our buddy Matt Schwartz is the shot clock operator tonight.
Chad Tutton in the sin bin. He was a former Philadelphia Wing.
He's having a good time down there. Look at that.
Yeah.
There's, you see the shot to the back that draws that penalty, as Pat Foley has been highly engaged in this game so far. Already has an assist. And the Wings on the power play as O'Neal winds and fires and scores. Brennan O'Neal wastes no time. It's a power play goal, and it's a 2-1 game.
Well, the Philadelphia Wings continue their dominance on the power play. They're #1 in the National Lacrosse League at 64% efficiency, and one of the reasons why is right there, Brennan O'Neal. I said in the open, his shot is so deceptive. He starts as a sidearm and then goes ear to toe overhand, just incredible accuracy. Look at this overhand shot. Goalie wasn't sure which way he was going. He goes to that near pipe, little bouncer, buries it on the power play. Brennan O'Neal, great goal, his 9th on the season.
And again, the Wings adding to that red-hot power play, which, as Scott mentioned, is the best in the league right now. 7 for 11. Haven't had a ton of opportunities in these 3 games so far, but they have converted on the ones that they have had. And the Wings able to win the face-off, so they're coming right back here looking for more as we pass 7 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Second home game of the year for the Philadelphia Wings, as they're looking to give the faithful their second victory. They won their home opener here over Colorado 8-7 back in December. Shot was blocked off the stick of Resetarits, and Hutchcraft picks that up and puts it ahead. They got a breakaway here, shorthanded as Rochester, and it's fired wide of the net by Taylor Jensen. The Wings live to tell another day there.
Rochester playing so fast, it's save up and out, fast break the other way. Philly's got to get back. There's Sowers again from outside, his second on the night early in the game.
Another goal for Michael Sowers, who is wasting no time getting himself comfortable here as he gives the Wings a 3-1 lead.
Double twos. Legendary number in this building, certainly. Gary Gate wore it in all those championship seasons, but Michael Sowers making a name for himself right now. Look how deceptive, a little jog. Watch this little hitch move. Not even that much, just a nice shot. Harley wasn't aware, or wasn't ready for it. Hutchcraft beats him 5-hole. Great shot by Sowers. Wings up, 3-1.
And again, when Mitch Jones went to Las Vegas and took his 110 points with him, the Wings didn't really go out and find an established veteran or anybody to replace that scoring. They were going to give the keys to the car to guys like Brennan O'Neal and Michael Sowers, who, again, a little bit of an unknown commodity here in the box world, but you know, if any of that outdoor stuff comes into the indoors here, it's going to be a good time for the Wings, and so far so good here in the early goings.
That's for sure, and one of the commands by the coaching staff of number 34, Brennan O'Neal, is to shoot the ball more.
Yeah.
So again, here's one of the best shooters in the league. He needs to shoot more. You look at Connor Fields for Rochester, averaging 20 shots per game. Let the rock fly, and goals will follow.
Yeah, for O'Neal, he's been shooting from the very get-go. 11 shots and 10 shots in the first 2 games, but he only scored once in each game. Last time out for the Wings, he had 15 shots on goal, and 6 of them went in, so he finally started to connect. And that's what the Wings are hoping for here as they want to get their offense going.
Yep. Great loose ball by Fields right there.
Oh, what a save by Nick Damude. Coming into the crease was Ryan Smith, paid the price after he got that shot off, but Damude able to keep it out.
Those are goals that normally go in for Ryan Smith. He's deadly from down low, but Damude with a huge save.
No relation, just to put that out there. Here is O'Neal on the right side coming across. O'Neal fronted, tried to get around a pick. Now he's looking for some help with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and his pass is picked off. Here comes Jacob Pacino the other way. Pacino moving in, save made by Damude. And the Wings have it on the near side. Jacob Pacino, before that shot, had 6 shots on goal this year. 5 of them had gone in.
He's also one of the most exciting players in this league. Second-year player, great speed, incredible stick work, always a threat in the transition.
First career hat trick in the game for the Knighthawks last time out. Here's a quick shot that's stopped by Hutchcraft, and Rochester able to get to that one. Good start here, though, for Philadelphia. Exactly what they needed.
So you talk about Fields and his scoring ability. One of the things in the last series you saw it, he had 148 loose balls. He's a ground ball machine. So he doesn't just shoot, he does the dirty work too. When that ball's on the floor, he picks it up.
Here's a shot and a save made by Damude that goes into the netting and out of play. So we've got a timeout on the floor with 3:29 left to go in this first quarter, and Nick Damude has been pretty solid so far. He's got about 16 saves already, including a gorgeous one there on Ryan Smith and one here on the breakaway. Backstopping the Wings. The NLL on ESPN is brought to you by STX Lacrosse and Nike Lacrosse, the official equipment providers of the NLL. By TFL Sports. Collect the stars of the National Lacrosse League with officially licensed trading cards and sticker albums. And by StubHub, your home for tickets to the speed and intensity of the NLL. Back here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, Wings out to an early 3-1 lead, and a couple of franchises here that are pretty familiar with one another, Scott.
Mike Hasten, head coach of the Rochester Knighthawks. Great coach, been with them many years, 5th season, but in the second 2.0 version. And then Ian Rubel in his 2nd season as the Philadelphia Wings head coach, great leader behind the bench. Good supporting cast behind both of those coaches.
And Wings general manager Paul Day, the head coach here for the first 4 seasons, has a chance fired wide by Smith. A longtime member of the Knighthawks organization, very good friends with Mike Asen, and not coaching against each other anymore, but still in touch. Here come the Wings in transition. Save made Hutchcraft. Here's Pace moving in, goes into the goaltender, and we're going to have a chat about that, I do believe, and a penalty as well coming up, most likely on Alex Pace.
Pace, the top defender for the Philadelphia Wings, doesn't get that opportunity, doesn't have the agility to fly through the crease like a Michael Sowers. So
I'd like to see him try,
right,
to be honest.
He just rams into the goalie. It's going to be goalie interference. So
Philadelphia, 41, 2 minutes, goalie interference.
Yep. But great transition, great push down the floor. Liam Patton with the loose ball pushes it up the floor. Let's see the acrobatic skills of Pace. Best he could do, goalie interference. He's going to the sin bin. Convey, he even had a laugh with that.
He was trying to fly through the crease, but then gravity took over and had its say. So here come the Knighthawks on the power play as a...
Here's your look at the power play. The power play for Rochester, 53%. That's number 5 in the National Lacrosse League. Wings penalty kill is 43. That's low on the chart right there. They're looking to improve that.
Knighthawks were 3 for 4 against the Wings in Rochester back on the 20th. 4 for 9 last week. They had a lot of power play opportunities in their game last week against Colorado. If I'm not mistaken, they scored on the first 4, and then Colorado shut them down after that. But the Wings here on a shorthanded situation. Michael Sowers juking and scores! A hat trick from Michael Sowers here in the first quarter.
Mike Sowers on the shorthanded goal. I was just about to say the Wings don't have a shorthanded goal this year, but they also haven't seen Mike Sowers on the floor yet so far this season. And his ability, his just nifty footwork makes the difference. Put him in a lot of green space, and he's just breaking ankles, splits 2 defenders, takes the shot on the run. Watch this. Whoa, jitterbug move, bang, goal. Sowers shorthanded. That's 3 for Sowers in this first quarter.
What a debut here in this season for Michael Sowers. Bit of a cheat code right now for the Philadelphia Wings. I'm not sure a lot of folks, I mean, everybody in the lacrosse world knows who he is, but there's certainly not a big book out on him in the indoor game. There might be after tonight if this keeps up.
Tell you what, there's a big book on him from the Philadelphia Wings defenders that have to practice with him every day. They're like, look out for this guy.
Here's Mitch Armstrong with a goal. Back to back for the Philadelphia Wings. And Mitch Armstrong grabs a loose ball off the faceoff and puts it home.
Mitch Armstrong with his first on the season. He's finally healthy. The coaching staff has just been raving about him, finally getting him back. He's such an explosive player out of the blocks, and you see it right here. Look at the speed, just pushing through both defenders. Sees that near pipe, jams it home, right between 2 defenders, swipe and miss, but Armstrong delivers on the break.
And we're going to get a goaltending change here, Scott, as Rylan Hartley is getting the gear on, and he's going to step in here for Riley Hutchcraft.
There you go, Rylan Hartley, 10.75 goals again, against 80%.
And these guys have been a bit of a tandem here for the last few years in Rochester, although the weight has shifted back and forth as to who's played more. So far this year it's been mostly Hartley, but Hutchcraft getting the start here this evening. Here's a pass across the crease and a quick stick opportunity. He's turned aside by Damoud. He did get a piece of that. Far side, here's a chance, blocked in front by Ryan Wagner before it got through. Now a nice check, knocks the ball out of the stick of Liam Patton. Patton does a good effort to get back to that ball, and now we've got a scrum in front of the penalty boxes here, and we're going to get a push that's going to give the ball back to Rochester. So now with Rylan Hartley back in the game, stage is set perhaps for a rematch. I don't know. Here's Fields, fakes, drops it off, cross pass, wide of the net. This one comes back out to the right side. Fields, winds, fires, save made by Damoud. Big check, knocks it out of the stick of Ryan Wagner. Another shot turned aside by Damoud. He's got to be over 20 saves already. Skip past to Lanchberry, he's got it. Fields.
Great power play by Rochester. Look at the movement on that ball, trying to get low side, quick stick, trying to beat Damoud to the corners.
They go low on Damoud, but it's stepped in the crease. That might have gotten through, but it's whistled dead. And
great penalty kill by the Philadelphia Wings. Damoud with some big saves, but great ball movement for Rochester. Some really nice opportunities. The defense and Damoud shuts them down.
Unofficially right now, it's 20 saves on 21 shots for Nick Damoud here in the first quarter. And now Hartley's able to stop the first shot that he sees. Here come the Knighthawks with speed. 30 seconds left in the quarter, about a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Rochester will have to do something here as Fields has it out near the restraining line. Fields tried to go right, stopped there by Burkhoff. Now it's dished out in front and they score. Thomas McConvey, that's that dangerous right side of Fields and McConvey setting each other up all year long. And McConvey gets a late one.
McConvey working hard, great 2-man game with Connor Fields to get the pick. Fields with a little flip back. Watch the pick and roll. McConvey's right there, right on the switch. Fields finds McConvey. Look at the backhand flip. McConvey sets it up, shot, goal for the UVM graduate.
12 seconds left here in the quarter as they battle for it at center. That time it was Nathan Kapp taking the face off. And I believe he was able to win it and get a timeout, so we're going to get another possession here for Rochester. As Mike Cason, I think, wants a couple of seconds put back on the clock. We'll see how that goes.
McConvey with a great goal there. That's his 9th on the season. He's number 20 in scoring in the league.
So you see this Knighthawks team last year had a great back half of the season. Great run to make the playoffs last year. Finished at 10-8. Lost in the quarterfinals to Vancouver, but a big step for this team. As you see there, Fields the MVP and a couple of top 5 point scorers for this club last season.
And he had 122 points last year, had 148 loose balls last year. He averaged 19 shots per game and 6.8 goals per game. He was the most valuable player because he's so valuable to his team. He makes those around him better. That guy deserved MVP, although Dane Smith, Josh Byrne, the Buffalo Bandits were the world champs. Connor Fields was the MVP because he did so much for his team.
And Fields with 2 points here tonight, a goal and an assist. Now within 3 of being the 7th American-born player to hit 500 career points in this league. Here is Fields looking for more late. Here's a shot, save. Damude rebounds loose. Another save, Damude. And the Wings will grab that. And the time will wind off the first quarter clock. An excellent start for the Philadelphia Wings, both at the offensive side and the defensive side. A hat trick already for Michael Sowers, including a shorthanded goal. And it's got the Wings up 5-2 here at Xfinity Mobile Arena after 1 quarter of play. We've got more just ahead here in the National Lacrosse League. One quarter in the books here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, and the Philadelphia Wings have a 5-2 lead. The NLL returns to Edmonton as Lyle Thompson and the Swarm host the Roughnecks for the league's 2nd annual NLL Unboxed Series event. Head to Ticketmaster.ca to get your tickets now. Well, Nick Damude with a whopper of a first quarter, Scott. I mean, that's a half's worth of saves for most guys on a good night.
Yeah, I mean, that just proves the point that Rochester's just letting it fly. 21 shots, that's 21 shots on goal. They've taken 30 total shots in that first quarter. So they're just letting it rip, and Damude's playing really tight today. He's doing well. He's standing tall and standing square in the net, shutting down those pipes, which is what Coach Ian Rubel wanted him to do, needed him to do tonight. The Wings' success.
The reports from practice last night after that tough outing in Ottawa was that he looked better. His angles were better. He wasn't dipping as much, and that has translated here into the first 15 minutes of this one. Underway in the second quarter is the Philadelphia Wings with possession and a long shot from distance as the shot clock was about to expire. And it stopped and moved ahead to Jacob Pacino. Riley Hutchcraft is back in the net for the Rochester Knighthawks after taking a little bit of a breather.
Mike Hason's got confidence in him. Sometimes you just need a little bit of, like you said, a breather, an attitude adjuster. Come down, come out, settle down, get your focus back. let the coach tell you what you need to do to improve, and he's back between the pipes.
Ryan Lanchberry just skipped one off the top of the crossbar that went out of play, and get a restart here as Lanchberry's got it back on the left side of the floor. Lanchberry, cross-side pass, save made, and no rebound this time from Nick Damu, who's able to pull that in. Here's Alex Pace, one of the veterans on this Wings team on the defensive side of things. Blaze Reardon now, another original wing here. Reardon and Isaiah Davis-Allen have both been here the whole time. Reardon fires one wide, long rebound with 7 seconds to shoot. Back to Reardon, put it on net, and a save made by Hutchcraft, and now a pocket picked. Fennell trying to get to this loose ball, but he's not going to quite get there. I know, and now we got a whistle, and it is going to come back to Philadelphia as Fennell pleading his case and was successful.
Yep, failed to clear the ball. Possession goes back to Philadelphia. Great effort by Fennell.
So Fennell now has it on the right side of the floor here, coming up across the front. Now he'll wind and shoot and score! Eric Fennell afforded some time and space, and he takes advantage to give the Wings a 6-2 lead.
Great two-man game right there between O'Neal and Fennell. O'Neal with a big body, 6'2", 250, gets in the way of the defender. Little beasting pick. Fennell jams it 7th on the season. Great job. Watch, here comes O'Neal from inside, sets up Fennell, big pick, seals him off, takes that shot from outside. The defender couldn't get there quick enough, just paced it to that far pipe. Great goal by Fennell.
And Fennell, a guy, another guy the Wings brought in, hoping he would be able to contribute. He missed the 2024 season with a torn ACL and was able to come back last year and split the year between Albany and Ottawa, but he is here in Philadelphia now, and he's getting back to his old form as the Wings now looking for more after another face-off win by Nick Rowlett. Here is O'Neal. Moves around a pick by Reardon. Gets the shot away. Save Hutchcraft. Rebound out of play. It'll be Wings ball.
Fennell with his 12th point on the season. Had 2 goals, 2 assists last game versus Ottawa. The left side, the left side for Philadelphia has been more productive so far this season. One of the things that Coach Rubel wanted to see is more production out of his right side. Well, enter Mike Sowers. He's already giving them 3 goals on that right side. Still need to see Joe Rezaterets dial it back in.
Here's O'Neal with a shot over the top, stopped by Hutchcraft, and the Knighthawks are going to get to that rebound as Jeremy Thompson sends it up the floor. The longtime captain of this team, Dan Coates, will hand it off to the offense, and they'll get set up. This is Lanchberry on the left side, skips it over to the right side corner for Fields in front. Oh, a behind the back shot by Smith. That caught the post on the near side. It's loose on the floor, and the Wings will come out with it. Evan Messenger with that pickup.
Yeah, Evan Messenger with a good loose ball right in front. Great save on Smith.
Here's Fennell. Steps around a man, tried to dish it back up top, but it's out of the reach of its intended recipient. And now Pacino has a little bit of trouble with that, but he'll get some help. Here's a shot on the goal by Matt Gilray, his first goal of the season, as the defense chips in transition, and it's a 6-3 game.
Contested loose ball at the middle of the floor. Rochester gets it. Gilray just sitting down there within 4 and 4, catches, shot, release. Great goal by the defender. As you said, first on the year.
The Knighthawks, other than Jacob Pacino, had only gotten a defense goal from Ian Lord, the former wing, who is out with an injury tonight. But now they're getting a little bit of more help in the rare opportunities. And they're going to get this draw off a procedure violation, so it's Lanchberry moving it off right side, right off the bench. He hit McConvey, but he couldn't get the shot away. And the Wings now in a transition of their own.
Chris Corbeil with a great slide, blocking that shot with his body.
This is Blaze Reardon. Dishes it off. Sowers on the far side. Gets it into the corner. Now skip pass for O'Neal. Out in front. He scores!
Whoa!
A beautiful move from Brennan O'Neal. And the lead is back out to 4.
What a feed from the corner. I think it was Joe Rezaterich that found O'Neal sitting on that left-hand side. Brennan O'Neal. Here you got Joe Rez. Watch O'Neal, little back cut, diving goal. Looks like he's going to the far pipe, pulls it back to the near pipe. Goal, Brennan O'Neal. How you doing, 34?
Second of the game for O'Neal, and he chases Riley Hutchcraft once again as Mike Hasten again is all of that. But here we face off as we have 10:03 left to go in the second quarter, and the Wings still enjoying a 3-goal lead. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena. We apologize. Oh, sorry. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but we have come back here just as we've reached a media timeout. So we do have a timeout on the floor. 9:43 left in the second quarter here. It is a 7-4 lead for the Philadelphia Wings as the teams have traded goals here throughout the second quarter. Eric Fennell and Brennan O'Neill have scored for Philadelphia in this middle frame, and Rochester's gotten 2 goals as well. So we'll have second quarter action for you when we return here to Xfinity Mobile Arena.
The National Lacrosse League makes its return to Edmonton on January 16th as the Georgia Swarm match up against the Calgary Roughnecks in the second ever NLL Unboxed Series game. We want you to help bring the energy and excitement to Edmonton for a night to remember. Lyle Thompson and the Swarm, Tanner Cook and the Roughnecks. It's the 2026 NLL Unboxed Series game, Friday, January 16th. Get tickets today.
This is the moment you waited all week for. It's Friday night. Whether you're at home or out on the town, it all starts here.
No, he didn't!
The weekend starts here.
Oh, what a move!
With NLL Friday night on TSN.
Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena, second home game of the year for the Philadelphia Wings, and the fans enjoying a 7-4 lead here at this point after the Wings had a fantastic first quarter. Here in the second quarter, Rochester has settled things down a little bit as the teams have exchanged goals in the first 5 or 6 minutes of this period. Wings on the attack here as it's O'Neill winding. I thought about letting one go there, but he held on to it, and then he tried to put it down to Sowers behind the net, but that was off the mark. And here is Rochester in transition. Coming to the net, a shot and a save made by Nick Damude on Jacob Piscino, who was looking for more there. Rather, that was Gilray looking for his second of the game. Now a shot from Fields hit the right side post, and a fresh shot clock for Rochester. Lanchberry left side. Pulls off some defensive moves there, and we got a penalty coming up here against Philadelphia. So Rylan Hartley to the bench. Extra attacker is out for Rochester on the delayed call. Lanchberry to the right side. Fields thought about it, tried to get it to Smith. He didn't catch that cleanly, and the Wings will get to it and draw the whistle. So we'll get another power play coming up here for the Rochester Knighthawks, who are 0 for 1 on the man advantage so far.
Philadelphia penalty number 4. 2 minutes for...
Dustin Burkhoff, a little too aggressive with his defense in front of the net. Little cross check, puts Rochester on the power play.
So again, the second power play of the game for the Knighthawks, who have been kind of hot and cold on the power play here so far in their first 3 games. Here's Fields looking for a lane, thought about it. Now he'll dish off a pass. McConvey sends it behind the net. Now back to the right side, and they score. That is Graydon Hogg. He gets the power play goal, and he pulls the Knighthawks back within 2.
Great play by Rochester, putting one of the offensive shooters behind the net, creating a little bit of chaos for Demude, not knowing whether it's going to be a dunk from behind, but Graydon Hogg finds his spot on the left-hand side and buries it. Back behind, back to Hogg, give and go, goal. Rochester on the power play, 7-5, Rochester within 2.
So the Knighthawks, again, settling things down here after a first quarter that was almost all Philadelphia. But the Wings have to have some confidence here after the way this game started, Scott.
Yep, but it's a long game, a lot of lacrosse left. This offense of Rochester can get hot.
Joe Reziteritz with a shot from short range, stopped by Hartley, and he's moving it ahead quickly to Piscino. Jacob Piscino will just pull off. Now he thought about the shot. Now he's still hold it, and he'll give it to the offense as Lanchberry comes to the near side. Lanchberry shakes a man. Now he'll put it out to Fields right side. Fields coming up front, shoots, scores! scores. Connor Fields has the Knighthawks within a goal here at 7-6.
That's why he was the MVP. So dangerous from anywhere on the floor. Takes it from left, gets in front of the net, and lets it rip on the run. It's actually what the Wings would like him to do instead of being stationary shooting with time and room. But Fields just comes across to the center of the net, sidearm, beats DeMute to that close right-hand pipe. Rochester within one, courtesy of Connor Fields.
A 3-goal run here for the Knighthawks as slim down this lead here for the Wings. And it's another face-off win here for Nathan Kapp, added from the practice player list just earlier today as a long shot from Chad Tutton whistles into the crowd, out of play. It'll be Wings ball. He's only in the game, really, I think, because Ian Lord couldn't go tonight. And he is having some success here, at least an improvement for the Knighthawks on the face-off dot. Now here's a goal for Joe Rezaterets. Excuse me, that is Sowers.
Yep, Sowers.
They look the same on that side of the floor.
Right, Sowers again with his 4th. What a great move. Rochester was on a 3-goal run. The Wings needed to stop that. And Michael Sowers puts a halt to it to get the Wings back with a 2-goal lead. Just quick as a cat. So dangerous from inside. Let's see, he's got the ball. He's taking it all on his own. Pacino, one of the top defenders in the world, gets walked around by Sowers. Look at the speed here. Pacino couldn't do it. He's a long stick defenseman, outdoors, indoors with the short stick. Sowers just walks around him. Such deceptive speed. Sowers' 4th goal of the game in his debut this season in the 25-26 season.
Cannot ask for a better start for Michael Sowers, as he has 4 of the Wings' 8 goals in this contest to this point. Here's Pat Foley dishing it off as the offense will come out. 6:53 left here in this second quarter as a shot whistled in from distance wide of the net. Wings back to pick it up, but that'll be whistled over and back, so it'll be Rochester ball.
One thing to keep our eye on, Brian, is Connor Fields has 4 points on the night. His next point will be his 500th point of his career. As we were saying earlier, he's going to be the 7th U.S.-born player to ever do that. I think it's going to be coming soon.
Here is Williams as we've got a player down on the floor for Rochester. Play is continuing right now as Graydon Hogg seems to be trying to figure out where he is. But Fields has it on the right side. Hogg now back into the play as Lanchberry has it on the left side of the floor. Lanchberry puts one over the top. That bounced high. Long rebound picked up by Fields. He's got 12 to shoot. Here's Fields trying to spin away from Liam Patton. Lost the ball. Now he's trying to keep Patton from picking it up. Patton's just content to let it sit there because the shot clock's winding down. And now a shot delivered on Patton in front of the Rochester bench.
What a great play. Lax IQ by Liam Patton. Let that ball set, let the shot clock expire.
And it is a delayed penalty on Rochester that will now be whistled down on that shot on Liam Patton.
All Liam Patton basically boxing out, had that ground ball, made the deflection, let that clock tick, 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 and then drew the penalty.
There's some discussion on the floor here with our officiating crew. I think they're going to have to decide whether to perhaps call a major here as you see the shot on Patton. It's going to come right. Oh, it's a headbutt from McConvey there. And that probably is what the discussion is right now. So what exactly did we see?
The call on the play is a major penalty, which will be subject to auto review.
So by calling the major, they can take a look at it.
Yeah, I saw a cross check. I saw a left hand hook and a headbutt all at once. Let's see what happens here.
So just to the right of your screen, that's the initial call, is what looks like to be a cross check there.
Butt end to the face.
It was right off the screen there. Couldn't see for sure. And then all sorts of fun going on after that was initially called. That actually might have been after the scrum we saw a moment ago.
Yeah, it was.
So they're going to take a look here and figure out exactly what has transpired. When these two teams met back on December the 20th, they combined for 50 penalty minutes, 27 for Rochester and 23 for Philadelphia. As you get a look there at Matt Schwartz, who is our shot clock operator and fourth official. The crowd here in the building is now getting a look at what happened up on the scoreboard for the first time, and Mike Hassan is getting a look there as well.
Yeah, and a lot happened before the penalty, it looks like. I mean, all that action went down first, and then here's Patton.
To the right of your screen, there's the cross check. That's the penalty. Arm goes in the air there. But right before that, there was some more stuff that nothing transpired out of in terms of a penalty call.
Liam Patton, one of the grittiest defenders on the Philadelphia Wings team. Tough, fast, aggressive. He is a bit of an instigator, so I'm sure he was chirping in there, but he took a bunch of hits even prior to the penalty.
So the Wings are looking to start a power play here eventually. Let's go down to the floor. Mary McGinnis was right there for all of that.
Yeah, it looks like the violence was beforehand. He gets hit along the boards, and he gets headbutted, it looks like, by McCoy, as we were talking about. I think Brian said that initially, that McAfee headbutted him as he's next to the IBEW and Grungo Dashers, right in front of the Rochester tunnel.
Yeah, so like right before the cross check was called, this is what we saw earlier. As you see McConby with the shove there, and then a little bit of a push. There was a little bit of head contact. Second time, I'm not sure it was a full head, but that's when we first saw Liam Patton go down. And coming out of that, there was no penalty call. Now, as we go up the floor, there's a cross check from another player. That was Tyler Biles, and that one did get called. And that's what led to the delayed penalty call. And they're still reviewing that one.
And it's a new replay system, so they've got 6 or 7 camera angles. They're going to look at that. That looked like a high check to the face well after the play.
Well, coming up on the game halftime, NLL Wired from last week's All-Ontario battle, plus first half analysis and more. That's all coming up on the game halftime show here from Xfinity Mobile Arena. Our officiating crew is getting the helmets back on, and we're going to get a little bit of information here. The crowd is trying to tell them that they can't hear them.
It is on.
It is on.
It's on now.
It's on now, yes. And now it's off again. So they've reduced that to a 2-minute minor for cross-checking. If you are good at charades, you might have been able to figure that out.
That. 2 minutes cross-check.
And the horn is going off here as the folks in the box, I'm not sure we're quite prepared for play to resume as of yet. And now they're going to restart things back out near midfield. So it's an 8-6 game here. The Philadelphia Wings had a great first quarter. Rochester rang off 3 in a row here in the second quarter, but Michael Sowers with his 4th goal kind of stopped that momentum, and now Philadelphia back on the power play. O'Neal right side, his pass went behind Reardon, but Fennell's able to run it down. Now O'Neal off to the left side, a shot and a save made by Hartley. And Rochester quickly the other way. Short-handed rush, a shot wide of the net. Bounces to the end boards, and it's going to be Philadelphia ball.
Good rush by Rochester. High percentage opportunity, but Daymute was there for the save.
Here's Fennell on the right side, and the Wings will get the offense out. Philadelphia is 1 for 2 on the power play so far this evening. Here's O'Neal, goes to the left side, and we got an off-ball push, going to give it back to Rochester, and we've got a timeout on the floor, fortunately for Philadelphia, because there was a break going the other way, but the clock's at the right spot, so we'll take our break. Wings will continue their power play when we come back. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena. It's an 8-6 lead for the Philadelphia Wings here in the second quarter as they continue a power play, and you see what things look like right now across the National Lacrosse League as Philadelphia at 1-2. Looking to climb the ladder here. Rochester near the top of the table right now because everything is pretty tight right now, but 2-1. You see the big difference, though, in how this game ends up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about in the open how important every game is. Philadelphia could drop it to 1-3 and really at the bottom of the league where Rochester can emerge if they can win both of their games. Let's remember, Rochester is back-to-back this weekend. Tonight in Philadelphia, tomorrow hosting the defending world champion Buffalo Bandits. So they've got 2 big games. This is an important game. They'd love to get a win under their belt on the road, steal one, if you will. And then they have to host the 3-time world champs, 3-time consecutive time, three-peat champs, Buffalo Bandits.
And you know that's in the back of their head. As much as they want to concentrate on this game, it's a big game for the franchise because it's their first meeting since the Rochester Knighthawks were taken over by the Seneca Nation. They bought it from the Pagula family that kept the lacrosse team going in Rochester. They also own the Buffalo Bandits, so a little bit of a side story coming up there tomorrow night as the Wings work it around here on the power play. A save made by Hartley. Philadelphia gets it back, though, with a fresh 30 and 11 seconds left on the power play. Here's O'Neal. Winds, fires wide of the net. Long rebound coming out toward the midfield. And that's going to be run down by a couple of players here. We'll see who comes out with it. It'll be Philadelphia as a good hustle there. And Blaze Reardon just bowls right through the man coming out of the box.
Great loose ball by Reardon. So tough, but unfortunate timing. He ran into the Rochester defender coming right out of the box.
That was Biles coming out of the box, taking the full blunt of Blaze Reardon's momentum.
Let's take another look at it. Great loose ball by Reardon, but there's Biles coming right out of the box. Good thing Blaze Reardon's got the size on him to be able to take that type of shot.
6'2", 220 Blaze Reardon with some momentum. That's a surprise for you if you're coming out of the penalty box, I would think.
That's for sure.
Here's Lanchberry, right side for Fields. Fields gets some room, comes across, sets his feet. Save made by Daymute as he got a piece of that one. And that was specifically something Ian Rubel said they didn't want to let Connor Fields do. They want him to be shooting while he's moving if he's going to be shooting. They don't want him to set his feet and get an opportunity. They'll work it around near side. Smith sort of fanned on that, I think, but Daymute was able to pick it up. And then a wing dumped to the right of the floor.
When you talk about that advice, so Fields' last goal was on the run, coming across the front. So he's dangerous standing and or on the run.
Here's Reziteritz working in that left side corner. Spins off a man. Reziteritz looking for some room. To the right side, it's now Fennell. Skip pass. He had a man going to the net. That was Phil Caputo, but he didn't complete the pass, and now Rochester will work it out of their own end. Under 2.5 to play here in the second quarter. Wings with an 8-6 lead. Rochester trying to get back within one for what would be the second time here in this quarter. Here's Lanchberry on the left side. Lanchberry steps around Ryan Wagner. It's put up high. Here's a chance, skipped wide to the net by Graydon Hogg. 4 to shoot as Lanchberry gets it back. Behind the back shot on frame. Demuth's got to make a save, but he gathers the rebound.
Wow.
And now
Great
we've
ball
got
movement right there, away from the ball.
a tripping penalty well behind the play on Philadelphia. As Connor Fields, I believe, was the one that was tripped up. And Liam Patton is going to go to the box.
Penalty on the number 12 Philadelphia, 2 minutes tripping.
So an unfortunate circumstance there for the Wings, as Ian Rubel certainly doesn't seem to agree with the call. It's so far behind the play, we haven't seen a replay on the board here in the building yet.
Play was well beyond.
If you look at the right side of your screen, right there, I think, is where the player's running around Patton, and Patton seemed to just be standing there. We'll go down to Mary McGinnis. She's hearing all about that one.
Yeah, Ian Rubel and Tracy Kaluski were screaming at the ref. They were not happy with that call.
You certainly saw the look on Ian Rubel's face, and
it didn't look like it. I mean, Patton was trying to get up the floor. Connor Fields tried to step around him and then fell down.
Here's Smith with a shot. He scores. It's a power play goal for Ryan Smith. And the Knighthawks able to take advantage of the opportunity. They close the lead to 1.
Ryan Smith has been so dangerous on that power play. That's his 4th power play goal on the season, 8th overall. And again, with that assist, Connor Fields gets his 500th point. So Connor Fields gets his 500th point. Look at this little flip over to Smith. Great fake. Smith beats Demuth to that right pipe. Great goal. Number 500 for Connor Fields.
Wings able to win the draw, and they'll have a possession here as we get close to 1 minute left to go in this second quarter. It's Patton dishing it off for Fennell. Fennell will give it to Joe Reziteritz. Now tossed back into the corner for Sowers, the hot hand, looking for 5. Save made by Hartley, and the loose ball is picked up by Rochester with 57 seconds left in the period.
Keep talking about Fields a little bit. 7th USA-born player to get 500 points. Joe Reziteritz did it last year, passing Casey Powell, but he was as the all-time leading scorer. But Joe's in his 15th season. 7 years it took Connor Fields to get his 500th point. Congratulations, Connor.
And believe it or not, left unprotected in the expansion draft back in 2022. He was selected and then flipped here to Rochester, and they couldn't be happier. Wings are going to call a timeout with 21.2 seconds left in the second quarter. They have 14 on the shot clock, and go ahead and do it this time and try to set something up here for what won't be the last play of the quarter, but could be a big one here in the grand scheme of things of a 1-goal game.
And you see that graphic right there, Connor Fields, 500 points. Two of the best American players on the floor today. Joe Reziteritz is the all-time leading scorer in the National Lacrosse League for American-born players. Connor Fields, number 7 now, with his 500th point. Reigning MVP, there's Joe Rez right there. So again, we talk about the American-born players because lacrosse is actually the national sport of Canada. So here are the best U.S.-born players ever. Joe Rez leading the charge, the great Casey Powell, Tom Schreiber, Captain America, Kevin Finneran, Jake Berge, 2 Philadelphia Wings there with their jerseys hanging in the rafters. The other 2, Brian Langtree of the Colorado Mammoth, and now Connor Fields breaks that 500 mark. Congratulations, Connor Fields. That's a great group to be with. A lot of Hall of Famers right there in that bunch.
Jake Berge, one of the prides of Upland Country Day School in Kennett Square as well.
66, son of the late Bill Berge.
Yep.
God rest his soul. Big weekend in Philadelphia. Coming on Sunday, hosting the wild card game against the San Francisco 49ers.
Shot clock winding down as O'Neal looks for a lane. O'Neal with 2 to shoot. He's not going to get it away in time, and Rochester is going to take over with 7 seconds left on the clock. They don't have their timeout, so they got to do this on the fly. Here come the Knighthawks. A shot, they score at the buzzer! Tying it up, it's Matt Gilray with his 2nd of the game. That looked like it was in before the light was on. They're going to look at it.
Matt Gilray, the defender, scoring his first goals of the season, and none bigger than this one right here as the time expires. Picks a corner from outside.
They've even put 0.6 of a second back on, so this second quarter for the Knighthawks, perhaps 2 of the biggest goals coming from Matt Gilray.
First 2 of the season. Ties up this game. Matt Gilray, the alternate captain, picking corners from the right-hand side.
Matt Gilray had 7 goals in each of the last 2 seasons. He's got 2 here, a rare occasion, but Michael Sowers, what a fantastic start he has had to his NLL season. 4 goals here in the first half, but the Knighthawks have clawed back to tie it at halftime. We've got first half analysis coming up in just a bit. Exciting all-Ontario battle saw the Black Bears squeak by the Firewolves. NLL Productions with TSN was there to mic up Rob Hellier and Kyle Rubish for this week's episode of NLL Wired. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia. It's halftime between the Knighthawks and the Wings. Last weekend, another exciting all-Ontario battle saw the Black Bears squeak by the Firewolves. NLL Productions with TSN was there to mic up Rob Hellier and Kyle Rubish for this week's episode of NLL Wired.
Here we go, quick touch. Here we go. Z on 3. 1, 2, 3. If I get him on the spin seal again, you got to come over top of me.
I know, I got to shoot it left side.
Yeah.
Like for you to get inside that.
I feel like sometimes it's easier to open outside, and then if I'm already going that way, then I'll just stay going that way. Referees are saying if you're in the crease at all, they're calling it. Let's settle in now, eh? Go. Dive and you know it. You know that's a dive. Go. Diving all over the place. He just admitted it was a dive. They're sensitive today, eh? Yeah! I know you two are so sensitive.
What's that?
I didn't know you two were so sensitive.
No, we're not sensitive.
Let's make something work here, huh? They want him on the crease. Oh, guys? Stay low? Yeah, he's yelling stay low. Get a shot, Simmer. Have we had a team? Yeah! You gotta run! Hey, go! I got it high! What a play! Nice five! Oh, nice five, baby! Take notes, baby. Take notes. Yeah, good play. Great run. Dougie! We got power. I didn't have anywhere to go. Good call.
Hey, what a sprint to the
Wasn't
gate.
it?
What a sprint to the gate.
Use your legs, Ted.
Hey,
Use your legs.
just like you were going to get your car for the parking garage.
I'm gonna have to run faster than that and stay warm. Look at us.
We're nasty.
Look at us. That's what we do.
Hellier and The Rock are in action at 10:30 Eastern tonight in Las Vegas on ESPN+. After these messages, Scott rejoins me to break down the first half of play. This is the NLL on ESPN, live from Philadelphia. Welcome back to South Philadelphia here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, second home game of the year for the Philadelphia Wings. It's been a dandy so far as we are tied up at 8 after 2 quarters of play. Brian Smith, Scott Gabrielson here with you this evening. Glad to have you along for this one. Scott, it's been a doozy. One of the more entertaining games we can remember here to this point so far.
That's for sure. It's been a game of runs here. Philadelphia started off with 4 goals in a row. Then they traded shots back and forth, and Rochester won 3 goals in a row. Goaltending's been tremendous, but the shots by Rochester has been significant, but just so exciting. 2 teams really battling it out for must-win games.
Probably more than the Wings wanted to give up, but Nick Damude has been stellar here tonight, keeping the Wings in the game, and Michael Sowers in his debut gets a fantastic first half.
The new double twos for the Philadelphia Wings. Look at this ankle-breaking dodge, his first of the season. Splits 2 defenders on a shorthand goal. Just look at the quickness of Sowers. Just great to see. So exciting to see this guy in action. And then for the Rochester Knighthawks, you got 2 of the most exciting players in the National Lacrosse League. Connor Fields, the reigning MVP, doing what he does best, just picking corners from outside. Stationary, and they're on the run. That's 2 goals from him. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists. Sowers has 4 goals. The goaltending's been tremendous for the Philadelphia Wings. Damude has 32 saves on those 40 shots that Rochester has thrown at them. So they're almost doubling up Philadelphia. Faceoffs are actually more evenly contested than we thought. Turnovers, are pretty much equal. The loose balls, the hustle plays are being earned by the Rochester Knighthawks. That's what's made the difference there for them to tie up this game. Matt Gilroy with 2 goals, his first 2 on the season, makes the difference and ties up this game at 8-8.
Rochester had 60 shots on goal in the first meeting between these teams back on December the 20th, and they have already almost got past the halfway spot to get back to that here tonight. So we'll see what they've got ahead for us here in the second half. That is just ahead here from Xfinity Mobile Arena in South Philadelphia. Wings and the Knighthawks all tied up at 8 here at halftime. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena here in South Philadelphia, where we are awaiting the start of the third quarter. Philadelphia Wings and Rochester Knighthawks all tied up at 8 on a pretty busy night around the National Lacrosse League. There's 5 games on the schedule for this evening. One of them is already in progress. It is the Halifax Thunderbirds visiting the Ottawa Black Bears, and this one tied up at 6 at the moment after Ottawa outscored Halifax 5-0 in the second quarter. Halifax had a 3-1 lead, but Ottawa came roaring out and got goals from 5 different players in the second quarter to take a 6-3 lead. Now Halifax has scored the last 3 to come back and even the proceedings there, as they are continuing along. And this is what's going on later. All this available on ESPN Plus tonight as Vancouver visits Calgary at the Saddle Dome. Las Vegas hosting Saskatchewan, off to a great start at 4-1. And Toronto in some much warmer climates tonight down in San Diego. I'm sure they're enjoying every second of that. They've got San Diego this evening, both those getting underway at 10:30. Now these two teams here, Scott, again, had a pretty early, a lot of bye weeks early on. Both of them have only played 3 games, and at least for the Philadelphia Wings now, they're going to be in action for the next month, 2.5 months. They've got a 10-week run here without a bye week. They play 11 games in that time frame, and so they're definitely going to be busy here coming up.
That's for sure. I mean, it was kind of it is rare to have a bye week last week, but again, it's over the holidays with the season starting so early. Philadelphia, started off their home game in early December 13th with that win over Colorado, but they've got a bunch of road games home and away, and then 3 games on the road, finishing up January through February. San Diego, at Buffalo, at Calgary. So they've got their hands full. This is a big one right now, though. Let's talk about today, right now, one game at a time. Rochester's come back to tie up this ball game 8-8. Their offense is threatening. They've got some of the top scorers in the National Lacrosse League. The defense needs to tighten up. The Rochester Knighthawks, on the other hand, that's the first of a back-to-back right now, right? They have Buffalo coming into town tomorrow, so they've got their hands full.
Just about get ready to go here in half number 2, and these two teams coming out of the locker room with a great opportunity in front of both of them. Let's go down to the field and rejoin Mary McGinnis for the game interview.
Michael, you had a hat trick there in the first quarter, 4 goals total, but you find yourself in a tie game. How do you duplicate that offense that you guys had in the first quarter?
I think it's just taking what they give us within the framework of our system. It was me that half, but it could be Brennan, it could be Resi, Blazer. We got a lot of weapons, so I think it's just playing within the system.
What do you have to do to make a difference here in the second half?
I think just, stay aggressive, stick to what we do.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Could not ask for a better first half of the season for Michael Sowers. It is his season debut. He did play 5 games last year, but he hasn't played yet this year because of an injury sustained in training camp. But obviously he's ready to go here, Scott. And Ian Rubel hoping that he can maybe ignite the rest of the offense here in the second half.
Yep, and again, he said it best, stay aggressive. The Philadelphia Wings have to stay aggressive. One thing that this Rochester Knighthawks team is not shy about is shooting the ball, as we showed in the stats. 40 shots in that first half. Philadelphia Wings have to equal that. Brennan O'Neill has to take more shots. Joe Reziteritz has to take more shots. They need to get their big 3 scorers, O'Neill, Reziteritz, Fennell, and Leclerc, on the board.
Wings will control here to start the third quarter, as Nathan Kapp has been admirable in the face-off dot for Rochester here this evening. And Brendan O'Neill with an early bid turned aside. It is Rylan Hartley starting here in the second half, as Riley Hutchcraft started the game. Stepped aside after a little bit, then came back in, stepped aside after a little bit more, and now it's Hartley coming out for the third quarter. Knighthawks getting set up with their first possession of the third quarter. Pat Foley playing closely on Zed Williams, who gets a shot away and stopped by Damoud. He just falls on it, didn't want to move too much because it might have popped free and over the line.
Big pickup there. We haven't really said much about Zed Williams for Rochester, one of the top players in this league as well. Picked up by Rochester. Looks like he wanted that goal bad. Big body, trying to move inside to get that shot. Great save, but a goal!
Joe Rezateras fights off a man and finds a spot to the far post. Wings strike first and the third.
Good way to gain momentum out of the locker room to begin this third quarter for the Philadelphia Wings. Joe Rezateras with that goal. Again, that's 5 for him, his 5th to go with 14. Help a great defense by Pacino, but Pacino couldn't get a full check on his stick. Look at Rez right in front. Great little flip back by Sowers. Rezateras buries it for the goal. Wings up 9-8.
He just snapped a goal-scoring drought of about 95 minutes, which is almost unheard of for him. His last goal was late in the fourth quarter, the last time these two teams met back on December the 20th. So you can be sure that Joe Rezateras has a little bit of a weight off his shoulders after picking up that one. Here's Connor Fields, turns and shoots, and it goes wide. Those are the kind of shots the Wings want to give Connor Fields as opposed to those set plays. Lanchberry drops it off left side for Smith, and a save made by Damoud. Here is Alex Pace on the near side. We're going to keep an eye on these shot totals. The Wings franchise record for shots allowed in the game is 67, and Rochester is well within reach of that. Here's a pass to the net, and it's Sam LeClaire with a nice bid, but that one was stopped by Hartley. Josh Medeiros is going to hand this off, and Connor Fields will get the offense started here on this possession for Rochester. It's Graydon Hogg spinning away from a man. Hogg gets it to Lanchberry. Lanchberry scores! Oh, an unlucky one there for Nick Damoud as he got about 95% of that. But the spin puts it over the line and ties it at 9.
Ryan Lanchberry just lets it rip from outside, way far and away. Take that shot, kind of caught Damoud by surprise. Look at him right at the restraining line, lets it go. He got a piece of it, but not enough. It just got under his sleeve, and Lanchberry buries it from outside. His 7th goal on the season. He's actually the 11th leading scorer in the National Lacrosse League right now. That's his 24th point on the year.
He had 7 assists against the Wings back on the 20th. And now he's chipped in with a goal here to go along with the 4 assists he already had on this evening's contest so far.
Pat Foley with the interception, but it looks like it's going to go back to Rochester. Great effort by number 8.
Zed Williams got it back out to Smith at center, and now it's on the near side for McConvey. McConvey trying to get to the net. He couldn't quite beat Damoud, but a fresh shot clock here for the Knighthawks. Here is Fields starting the play. Fields maneuvering. Skip pass, a shot stopped by Damoud again, but another pickup by Fields and another new shot clock here for Rochester. Dished off. Smith thought about the shot, now took it, missed it wide, comes back to Fields. Fields fires, save Damoud. Long rebound's going to come out to midfield, and well out of his net to pick it up is Rylan Hartley, and he absorbs a hit from a wing along the near boards, but Fields comes in to pick it up. Heads up play there by Hartley.
And it pays off. Risky play, but it pays off by Hartley, showing his athleticism coming out of the net.
Because if he doesn't get there, it's an over and back, and it gives the ball to Philadelphia anyway. A little bit of a risk there, leaving the goal unguarded, but it pays off. And Rochester with another second possession here, and now we've got a push away from the ball, and it's going to give it back to Philadelphia as we get another look here at a running goaltender.
Now, Dustin, there's a rule. There's a rule that you don't hit goaltenders outside the box. I think Dustin Burkhoff honored that.
I mean, he just bounced off the glass anyway with all those pads. Here come the Wings to center, and they score!
Blaze Reardon.
The first of the game for Blaze Reardon. And the Wings creep back ahead. It's 10-9.
Great effort by Blaze Reardon. Coming straight down the lane. Diving shot. Great pick. Little bee sting pick and roll. O'Neal finds him. Reardon loves to fall. That diving shot, feet outside the crease, buries it to the high side. Yeah, come on, Blaze Reardon, great goal. This is his third game in the season. He had some injuries. He didn't play in that first home game here against Philadelphia. Blaze Reardon, 3 goals. That's his 4th point on the year. You look at his career, just a tremendous player, great leader, one of the best field goalies in the world. Takes his game inside as an offensive player and scores goals just like Rochester did there.
And they have now tied it up as in transition. It's Josh Medeiros getting his first goal of the year. So a team that's got 4 of the most dangerous offensive players in the National Lacrosse League has now benefited from 3 goals from their defense here tonight.
Well, they put 2 things together, a face-off win that leads to a possession and a fast break by a defender jamming in the net for his first goal of the season. Never hurts to have goals from the other guys, and Medeiros just delivers one right there. Great loose ball, fast break goal for Rochester.
Battle on the near side wall, and Tutton dropped it briefly. Now he picks it back up, and Rochester with a shot turned aside by Nick Damoud, and it went up out of play. We'll get a restart in that far corner.
I think one of the stories also is that we talked about it earlier. In the first matchup against Rochester, Jeremy Thompson was taking all the face-offs.
Yep.
And Nick Roulette won 23 of 31. Well, it's a totally different story tonight. It's all Rochester, and they've got Cap taking the face-offs, and he's doing a great job.
Another new clock here for Rochester. They're able to put it in on net. Where is it? It's in. Back and forth here in the 3rd quarter, and the Knighthawks have tied it at 10.
Ian Rubel's got his red flag, challenge flag out. Let's take another look at it, see how close this was. Ryan Smith with a great goal right there, opportunistic goal.
He's going to throw it. You saw it. So we're going to get a challenge here on this goal by Ryan Smith, and we'll take a look. He pulls it high off the glass there, comes out in front. He to the air, lands. Is that ball over the line when he lands is going to be the challenge, and I'm not sure that it was. We'll see.
It's not that obvious from what we saw right there, but again,
line. So
synced up at the same moment. So those two, because of this new replay, this angle and the one above are all synced up at the same time.
And again, I think if the officials look at this view and let it play through, they're going to see that the ball's not over the line yet. But again, this has to be conclusive evidence, and you know, can't be conjecture or anything like that. So we're going to have to see what they come up with here, as Ian Rubel again threw the challenge flag on this goal from Rochester that has at the moment tied the score at 10. These two teams have been back and forth here again through the start of the third quarter, just like they were back and forth through the start of the second quarter, before Rochester pulled away with 3 straight. And then they had the last 2 goals of the half, including one from Matt Gilray with 0.6 of a second left. He beat the buzzer. Matt Gilray, by the way, is outscoring both Ryan Lanchberry and Ryan Smith if this goal does not stand. He's,
right.
He'll have 2 if it does, but again, it's this right here, this review is a review of inches. And it looks like they have seen enough. And we are going to get
the shooter's foot was down before the ball crossed the goal line.
There we go.
No goal.
So again, lining up those 2 shots that our fantastic crew showed us here from Xfinity Mobile Arena, that they were able to determine it did not cross the line.
Yep. New high-tech system, 7 different camera angles. The refs see more than us. Mike Hasten is not happy with that. Man, I don't know.
He said it probably wasn't, but you know for sure. You know, he's got that look on his face like he almost got away with one. Here's Sowers looking for 5, dishes it in front, and a shot just wide of the net from Phil Caputo. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Rochester, and it's Taylor Jensen on his horse coming through midfield. He'll dish it off the Fields, and the offense will set up. They battle for it up high. Here's a low shot stopped by Damoud, and he will wait for the whistle. We have a timeout on the floor here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. 9:30 left in this third quarter, and it is a 10-10 tie game here between Rochester and Philly.
The National Lacrosse League makes its return to Edmonton on January 16th as the Georgia Swarm match up against the Calgary Roughnecks in the second ever NLL Unboxed Series game. We want you to help bring the energy and excitement to Edmonton for a night to remember. Lyle Thompson and the Swarm, Tanner Cook and the Roughnecks. It's the 2026 NLL Unboxed Series game, Friday, January 16th. Get tickets today.
This is the moment you waited all week for. It's Friday night. Whether you're at home or out on the town, it all starts here.
No, he didn't!
The weekend starts here.
Oh, what a move!
With NLL Friday night on TSN.
Back at Xfinity Mobile Arena here in the third quarter, the Knighthawks and the Wings trading blows at 10-10. The NLL returns to Edmonton as Lyle Thompson and the Swarm host the Roughnecks for the league's second annual NLL Unboxed Series event. Head to Ticketmaster.ca to get your tickets now. Well, the crowd of 5,600 on hand here tonight in Philadelphia. Wildly entertained to this point, as this has been a fantastic matchup between the Rochester Knighthawks and the Philadelphia Wings. Brian Smith, Scott Gabrielson, Mary McGinnis, all here with you, along with our producer Joel Catay and a fantastic crew here tonight in South Philadelphia. Second of 9 home games this year for the Philadelphia Wings, who are going to play the 6th of their last 9 at home at the back end of this season. So plenty of opportunities to catch lacrosse here at Xfinity Mobile Arena as they whistle on a foul away from the ball. Gives it to Rochester, and they're breaking the other way. Ryan Smith could not catch that cleanly. Was that a clean change on both sides? It appears to be. A little bit of a fire drill there out of both benches, but now Rochester's going to get set up.
Philadelphia really needs to tighten up on their defense and prevent these second and third chance opportunities by Rochester. They're getting shots off and then getting a loose ball and getting it right back.
Thomas McConvey just fired one wide, and the loose ball picked up by Alex Pace. Again, going to take his time because the shot clock is winding down. Rochester with 40 shots in the first half. The Wings, I guess you could say, have held them to 10 at this point of the third quarter. It's still a lot for half of a quarter, but the Knighthawks a bit of a machine here tonight in terms of shots on goal. Nick Damude is having a fantastic game. Here's one over the top from the near side that's stopped by Rylan Hartley.
And you talk about Damude, you talk about all these shots by Rochester. Damude has 43 saves so far. 8 minutes to go in the third. The record for saves for the Philadelphia Wings 2.0 is 55 saves. So it could be a record-setting night for Damude.
Here's Fields on the near side. Oh, he almost drew a penalty there, but the Wings kind of backed off a little bit. And now a long shot as the shot clock expired is handled easily by Damude. Another save. They get a notch on the belt there for this one. Damude had 53 saves earlier this season and might be able to eclipse that season high. Here comes Philadelphia as a backhanded attempt was intended for Blaze Reardon, but instead it went to Hartley. And on the transition, here's a chance and a save made by Damude as he falls on one just outside the line.
Jake Pacino breaking out, so dangerous, coming down, taking the big shot.
And now
great save by Damude.
A couple of our referees want to chat about some things. As you can see, one referee was right there watching that one. And Ian Rubel seems to be a little bit confused as to what all the discussion is about right now. Get another look here as it comes behind Damude. It rolls. Oh dear, that's over the line. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
But did Pacino step in the crease?
Yeah, he must have before that rolled over.
Yeah.
I think that's what the discussion might have been. Is here's Reza Terrence on the right side. Reza Terrence finds Brennan O'Neill looking for some room. O'Neill basically hogtied and taken to the turf, but he got a shot away, and that resets the shot clock. That is going to be a penalty. The guy on the near side caught it. So Damude to the bench, and extra attacker out of here for the Wings. Here's Reza Terrence, right side. O'Neill puts it behind the net. Now it comes back out to O'Neill. Holds, 12 to shoot. Reza Terrence fires, that's blocked off the stick. Wings get it back, 8 to shoot. They'll work it around. O'Neill fires, he bounced that one over the crossbar and into the netting, out of play. And so we get the whistle and the penalty call coming up here to put the Wings on the power play.
Here's your penalty, a hold, stick under the neck of O'Neill.
Rochester penalty number 6. 2 minutes for holding.
Brad Gillies got that, did the one-handed wrap, got stick caught right under O'Neill's neck as he was going to the goal. Great one-handed effort for O'Neill, but a big save. Wings on the power play.
So here comes Philadelphia with a chance to retake the lead in a back and forth contest here tonight. Wings are 1 for 3 on the power play as a pass from behind the net was blocked, and that's going to give the ball back to Rochester with a chance to kill some time. It's Dan Coates running it down. Now he'll hand it off. Already there's been some shorthanded tallies in this game, and the Wings want to make sure that Rochester doesn't get any of their own. Fields dishes it back out in front with 1 to shoot, and that shot clock had expired before the second attempt was off, so it'll be Philadelphia ball coming up the floor with 1:09 left to go in this power play.
Yeah, with Philadelphia getting a shorthanded goal by Mike Sowers, Rochester is one of the only teams in the league that doesn't have one.
And then Mitch Armstrong followed up with another one moments later. As here's Reza Terrence firing one just wide. That one's going to skip out of play, and an unfortunate break there for the Wings, as that'll give it back to Rochester. We never really got to look at this gap here back in the first quarter, but those two shorthanded goals came 8 seconds apart for Michael Sowers and Mitch Armstrong, and that's equally important when you compare those. And another long one here for Rochester, and they score.
I was just going to say, the announcer jinx could become a shorthanded goal by Rochester, their first on the year.
It's a distance shot from Josh Medeiros. Rather, Zed Williams, excuse me, his 4th of the year.
Zed Williams taking full advantage. Ryan Wagner doesn't step into him, but Zed Williams with the accuracy from outside, sidearm, blast, bang, goal. Rochester has their first lead of the night.
And that is going to result in a goaltending change for the Wings as Deacon Knott has entered. And as Nick Rowlett goes to the bench, the coaching staff coming over to give him a little bit of a pat of reassurance.
Damude, again, there you go. There's your rookie face-off man, Nathan Kapp, as we're talking about. Rookie out of Jacksonville University. A Wisconsin guy, Middleton, Wisconsin. You don't see Wisconsin guys on the roster much, but he's having a great night, going even with Nick Rowlett.
Still power play here for the Wings as they work it around. On the far side, it's Blaze Reardon. Comes up top for O'Neill. O'Neill right side, they score! A great feed from O'Neill to Phil Caputo. And a power play goal for the Wings brings it back even at 11.
Great ball movement by Philadelphia. Get that ball swinging around. Get it around, get it around. It goes from behind the net. Look at it. Reardon back over to O'Neill. O'Neill finds Caputo down low, has an angle, quick stick, goal. Reardon, O'Neill, Caputo, goal on the power play. Great goal by Phil Caputo. That's his 3rd on the year. To go with 4 helpers, his 7th point on the year, 2nd power play goal.
And a big face-off win there for Nick Rowlett, giving the Wings possession and a chance to go ahead here with 4:20 left in this 3rd quarter. Sowers to the right side for O'Neill. O'Neill looking for space, dishes it off. The pass is off the mark, and Rochester will get to it first, but it's pushed down the floor. Now picked up by Medeiros. Medeiros tried to play one out in front. That didn't get through, and it's loose back out near midfield. Now it's picked up by Brad Gillies, and he'll give it back to Medeiros.
Rochester's just all over these loose balls. Seems like there's 2 guys to every Philadelphia wing. Kudos to their hustle plays.
Lanchberry in the left side, behind the back out in front. That one was off the mark, and Philadelphia gets to it. That's the 38th loose ball for the Wings, but 64 for Rochester as a shot kicked away by Hartley. And the loose ball is picked up by the Knighthawks, Zed Williams. Zed Williams moves it ahead. Smith with an opportunity. That one off the end glass. And now thrown into space right to Lanchberry off the bench.
2-on-1 right there. Great save by Knott. But Rochester gets the possession again.
And now a trip will give the ball back to Philadelphia when we return, as we have a timeout on the floor here in the waning moments of the 3rd quarter. 3:05 left to play, and we're still knotted at 11. Welcome back to Xfinity Mobile Arena, where we've got a bit of a barn burner here. The Wings and Knighthawks tied at 11, and you see the big guns there, the so-called four horsemen for the Rochester Knighthawks, all contributing to this one.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. It's great to have four top scorers. They have three of the top scorers in National Lacrosse in the top 20. Fields is number 6, Lansbury is number 11, McConvey's number 20, and Ryan Smith is just outside of the top 20, and they continue to add to their point totals.
But they've gotten some important contributions from elsewhere in this game, have the Knighthawks, and that's why they've got this one tied at 11. As here's Sowers out in front. Slow shot turned aside by Hartley. What an effort there by Sam LeClaire to get that one off.
And Sowers just dipping and dunking through bodies. Great pass to LeClaire, but better save by Hartley.
Knighthawks work it around as we hit 2.5 left to go here in this third quarter. It's Fields on the right side, spins away from pressure. Now left side for Lansbury. Lansbury tried to dish it off. It's loose on the floor briefly. Knighthawks get it back. They boo it in, and they score. Deacon Knott just frozen there by Connor Fields, who had him kind of dead to rights. The last guy you want to pick up the ball in that situation if you're the Philadelphia Wings, and it's a 12-11 Nighthawk lead.
One of the horsemen right there, Thomas McConvey, picks up that loose ball right in front, buries it, or gets a great flip right here with loose ball. Yep, loose ball, gets the loose ball, fake finish right there. Thomas McConvey, all-time leading scorer out of the University of Vermont, went on to the University of Virginia, one of the top players in the country. Great goal by the former UVM Catamount.
He had a 9-point game back in Rochester's opener in San Diego, and he's just gone from there. And he's got a big one here as Deacon Knott is away from his net. He's a little bit too close to Liam Patton there to play that cleanly, and the Wings got to get it across the line quickly. In doing so, they throw it right to Rylan Hartley. So a bit of a self-inflicted wound there for Philadelphia, but Rochester, give him credit for covering the rest of the floor and giving Deacon Knott nothing to work with there.
Yep, forechecking right there pays off.
So here's McConvey left side for Lansbury. Skip dodge. Now he puts it off for Fields on the right side. Fields with a shot, a save made. Knott covers that up, and he'll move it ahead to Isaiah Davis-Allen. 90 seconds left in the quarter. IDA up the floor, still holding. Now he'll dish it off, and Joe Reziteritz will take it left side. Reziteritz spinning away from pressure, directing traffic. Dustin Burkhoff is still out there for Philadelphia. Now he gets it off to O'Neill. To the right side, it's Fennell for Sowers. Sowers with a shot and a save made by Hartley. Now Sowers absorbs a hit, still battling for the loose ball behind the net. Now he'll get some help, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And they're going to call a violation to give it back to Rochester. So a minute left here in this third quarter. Every possession feels important at this point of this contest. It's a 1-goal lead for the Knighthawks. Here's a shot, they score! Adding to the lead is Ryan Smith. His second of the game. And Rochester, the first time tonight, is ahead by 2.
Smith has been taking his shots. He's just looking for accuracy. If you just see the shots he's taken today, not much speed on it. He's just looking for accuracy, and that one just finds the corner. Just great little dodge, face dodge from up top. Look at this big face dodge, comes right in, just releases, beats Knott to that upper corner. Great goal by Ryan Smith.
4 of the last 5 goals have gone to the Knighthawks, and that's allowed them to pull ahead here by 2. Battle for the ball off this face-off. And Alex Pace comes away with it, but he's being pressured by Zed Williams. Now Williams knocked to the floor, and the Wings will come up with 30 seconds left in this third quarter. It's Sam LeClaire. Throws it out of the reach of Joe Reziteritz, but he'll get back to it and push it to safety far side. 14 to shoot. Wings trying to get set up. It's Brennan O'Neill on the right wing. O'Neill. It's a man coming off the bench. That's Caputo with a shot. Save made by Hartley, and no rebound. 8 seconds left as here comes Rochester up the floor. It's Gilray. Moves it to the right side. Medeiros throws it into space, and that is going to do it for this third quarter. The Rochester Knighthawks, for the second time here tonight, they pull away in the back half of a quarter, and now they're able to take a lead. It's a 13-11 count as we head to the final 15 minutes here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. We'll have the final quarter for you on the other side of this break. Start of the fourth quarter here in Philadelphia. It's been an exciting one so far, and Mary McGinnis has been right down in the middle of it.
Yeah, the Wings trailing by 2 right now, but the offense and defense are both pretty calm on the bench. Defensive coordinator Pat McCready was emphasizing to the defense to focus on their off-ball play. If they can solidify those players and keep things to the outside, that should help slow down the offense for Rochester.
Well, that's going to be a big part here, obviously, for the Wings. Is their last time out, it was a huge fourth quarter that gave Ottawa that win. And after having a better start this time, Philadelphia's got to have a better finish.
Jake Pacino, great individual effort picking up that loose ball. Gets the ball taken away, gets a CTO right back. Gives Rochester the possession again.
So here's Fields. He'll work the far side of the floor here in the fourth quarter. Lanchberry on the near side. Far side, quick stick shot, stopped by Deacon Knott, and he'll get the rebound. Here comes Philadelphia up the floor. It's Corbeil looking to shoot. Save made by Rylan Hartley, and he's going to throw it down the floor. It comes to Medeiros moving in. Medeiros tripped, and the save made by Knott as Medeiros got ahead of his skis a little bit, and he is hobbling to the bench.
Philly Turf Monster got him.
Medeiros gets to the bench and gets some attention as the Wings get set up. Sowers puts it far side. Here is Reza Terrence. Comes to Reardon. Plays Reardon, dishes it off. Brennan O'Neill out near the restraining line with 1 to shoot. He's not going to get it away. Good stop there by Rochester.
Great defense by Tyler Jensen to shut down O'Neill on that offensive rush.
Here come the Knighthawks with an opportunity as Fields gets one in on net, and a save made by Deacon Knott. Wings now move it up the floor, and Josh Medeiros not out there. He is trying to walk that off down the tunnel, and we'll see if that affects the Rochester defense any. As Reardon puts it off to Reza Terrence left side. Reza Terrence with a shot save, Hartley. And it's going to be Sam LeClaire getting to the loose ball. LeClaire knocked to the floor, penalty coming up. Deacon Knott heads to the bench, extra attacker coming out for Philadelphia out the front door. And the Wings with 18 to shoot are going to get something set up here as Reardon dishes it off for O'Neill. O'Neal thought about the shot, left side. Here's a low shot, stopped by Hartley, and no rebound. Touched up for the whistle. And another power play coming up here for Philadelphia.
Kyle Waters is going to go to the box, and you look at that big body, 6'4", 245, just buries Sam LeClaire. Looks like he got him right under the chest as he's coming around. Kind of a side shot, but just a huge body by Waters to clear that crease, but he's going to the box for two.
And it might be looked at. Let's hear the message here. So they've called the 5-minute major. Again, we're getting good at lip reading here tonight as Chris Williams makes the call, and they were discussing that in the middle of the Rochester side of the floor, and that usually is a discussion about whether or not they're going to call the major so they can review it, and that's what they've done. So they're going to take a look here and make a decision as to whether this is going to be a 2 or a 5. It has been a memorable one here so far, Scott, and the least of it is that Deacon Knott gets thrust into the middle of all of this. He has been pretty spectacular as you get a look there at that shot from Waters to LeClaire. Is it the severity they're looking at?
Sam LeClaire's 5'10", 185. Waters is 6'4", 240, 245. You see that big body. Looks like he got him in the chest. Maybe a little from the side. Mike Hason's not seeing it.
We've got a decision here. Or maybe we don't. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. Had to discuss quite a few of these calls here tonight. We've had a couple of challenges. Ian Rubel got a goal overturned on a challenge call. And
The 5-minute major has been completely rescinded. Philly contains the ball.
So they called the penalty off completely. And that is
legal check, kind of right in his chest.
Said.
Welcome to indoor lacrosse.
Yeah, you kind of called it there, Scott, that you thought that was in an okay spot. Now Rochester is going to argue that it should be their possession, as you see the coaches here kind of lobbying for their situation. And you heard the announcement that it was going to be Philadelphia possession, but Mike Hason's pretty adamant that this should be Rochester ball. They're going to further discuss that situation now.
Philly had possession at the time of the check. With the whistle blown, dead ball foul, go back to Philadelphia, or do they turn it over?
So they are going to give it to Philadelphia, and Mike Hason is still not pleased with that situation. He is up on the bench. But this one is going to go Philly's way, so it's a fresh shot clock, basically. 29 seconds as they start the play from up top. Plays Reardon to the right side here for Eric Fennell. Skips it over to the left wing side. Swim move. This is Reza Terrence trying to work his way away from pressure. Reza Terrence dishes it off. Low shot blocked to the glass and picked up cleanly off the glass. An excellent play there by Chad Tutton. And Rochester in transition with an opportunity. A whole backhander save made by Deacon Knott as Connor Fields got creative.
Fields, that's all he had. He ran past the goal, needed to throw it behind his back. Knott was there for the save.
Now here's a shot by O'Neal that whistles wide. Long rebound's going to be picked up with speed by Jeremy Thompson. Thompson shoots and scores! What a heads-up play there by Jeremy Thompson, recognizing that if he got there first, he was going to have a break. Brendan O'Neal, I don't know if he lost the ball or what it was, but he slowed down, and Thompson gets a huge goal here to make it a 3-goal advantage.
All hustle play right there. Jeremy Thompson never quit on it. Ball was going over the line, just so much faster than Brendan O'Neal getting down the floor. Drops the head of his stick, just sends it low, and a goal. Jeremy Thompson, his first on the year. Kind of silences the Philadelphia crowd, 14-11.
And Rochester now will take possession off that face-off as Williams works it left side for Lanchbury. Skip pass to Fields. Fields back to Smith. His shot fought off by Knott. I have to say that went wide actually, but the Wings do get to that one and they'll bring it up the floor. Unofficially, the Knighthawks have now tied the Wings franchise record for shots allowed in a game, and there's a bid stopped by Rylan Hartley. And there's another, for me, Scott, underrated story here is how Rylan Hartley has kind of shut the door here in the second half on Philadelphia.
Yes, he has. Philly's just taking their outside shots. They need to get the ball down low, around goal line extended, try to get more of those quick stick, limited angle shots. Hartley's playing really big, tall and square in front of the net.
Knighthawks hit the post. Lanchbury gets it back, and they'll get set up for a fresh shot clock. Here's Lanchbury on the left side with possession. Lanchbury letting some time wind down. Now Armstrong's all over him, dishes it off. A shot kicked away by Knott. Loose ball was picked up by Waters. Got it right back, so a fresh 30 as this starts to be a little bit of an issue here for the Wings in terms of time management. Corbeil working over Connor Fields. It's dished off. Here's a shot wide, long rebound, battled for, and it's going to be picked up by Thomas McConvey, but the Wings finally do get it away from him. He almost pulled it away from three different Philadelphia players.
He did. That would have been a backbreaker for Philadelphia. Rochester's getting 30, 60-second opportunities. Clock is their friend right now.
Here's Reardon coming across the floor. Dishes it off. Shot save made by Hartley. Rebound put off the post. Dustin Burkhoff almost found one. Wings will get set back up here with a new shot clock as Fennell puts it to Sowers. 4 goals for Michael Sowers in the first half. Sowers had it blocked as he tried to play it out in front, absorbed a hit. Burkhoff threw it on net. Hartley's got the save, and he falls back on it. Keeps it from going over the line.
Burkhoff saw that, the goaltender out of the net, caught, turned, released, took the shot, but Hartley was there for the save.
Got a timeout on the floor with 9:11 left to go here in this fourth quarter, and the Rochester Knighthawks trying to hold off the Philadelphia Wings.
The National Lacrosse League makes its return to Edmonton on January 16th as the Georgia Swarm match up against the Calgary Roughnecks in the second ever NLL Unboxed Series game. We want you to help bring the energy and excitement to Edmonton for a night to remember. Lyle Thompson and the Swarm, Tanner Cook and the Roughnecks. It's the 2026 NLL Unboxed Series game, Friday, January 16th. Get tickets today.
This is the moment you waited all week for. It's Friday night. Whether you're at home or out on the town, it all starts here.
No, he didn't!
The weekend starts here.
Oh, what a move!
With NLL Friday night on TSN.
The NLL on ESPN is brought to you by Kilo. Stay energized for every moment of NLL action with Kilo. Visit drinkkilo.com. By Hotel Planner. Travel smarter with exclusive NLL fan discounts at nll.hotelplanner.com. And by StubHub, your home for tickets to the speed and intensity of the NLL. Welcome back here to Philadelphia, where the Rochester Knighthawks have been steadily pulling away from the Philadelphia Wings after the Wings had a great start to this one. Brian Smith, Scott Gabrielson, Mary McGinnis, and our fantastic crew here with you for the second home game of the year for the Wings. It started out promising, but right now they've got some work to do as Rochester's trying to go to 3-1 on the season and win the front half of a back-to-back. They've got Buffalo tomorrow night back at home. Connor Fields trying to add to that lead, and he Puts a behind the back shot wide of the net. 4 to shoot is pulled free by Zed Williams, but he loses the handle on it, and the Knighthawks will abandon it in the far corner. Scott, since the 4:11 mark of the second quarter, when the Wings made it 7-3, the Knighthawks have outscored them 11-4. Again, that's been over a long period of time, but they've gotten stingy defensively as Rochester.
Yes, they have.
Here is Michael Sowers looking for 5. Sowers trying to find a lane, goes to it, puts it over the top, and that one was wide, and time is going to expire on the shot clock. So Sowers has been the hot hand. He had 4 goals in the first half, and Rochester trying not to allow him any more here tonight.
Yep, Rochester's had 5 out of the last 6 goals between the squad.
Here's Lanchberry looking for a lane. Lanchberry holding, shooting wide, got his own rebound back. Now tried to put it out in front. That skipped off a stick. Waters winds, fires, save made by Deacon Knott. Rebound is loose and now scooped by the Wings, but we've got a whistle and a holding call coming up against Philadelphia, which is exactly what the Wings don't need right now.
It's going to be Ryan Wagner.
The play, Philadelphia, number 90.
So Ryan Wagner to the box here with 7.5 left to go in this fourth quarter, and we'll get a look at it here. As you see, he's got a man tied up there. That's Thomas McConvey. So Rochester back to the power play. 2 for 4 on the man advantage here in this one. And in addition to looking for a dagger here, they might be able to eat some clock, as a couple of saves there made by Deacon Knott. 2 good opportunities there, and a new shot clock here for Rochester. Fields over to Smith. Now Fields up top, fires one off the glass, and it bounces back to where Deacon Knott can reach it. And he's going to throw it all the way down the floor. Out the front door is Michael Sowers. Sowers looking for another shorthanded goal. He's already got one, and now he's just going to back off. As that was a great outlet pass by Deacon Knott to find Sowers. Probably wasn't even on the floor yet when Knott let it fly. Here's O'Neal under the stick, one-handed, and a stop by Hartley. And Scott, that's another big one here for Rochester, that Hartley has only given up 4 goals. He's now played 36 minutes in this game. Did not get the start. Came in after Riley Hutchcraft struggled early. Fields now over for Smith. Save made by Deacon Knott. Dustin Burkhoff headed toward this loose ball. He'll pick it up on the run. 2-on run if he hurries. Burkhoff to the net. It's checked. A great play to get back and break that up. Now Patton pulls it free. Patton will give it to Pace. And the Wings will back off here, and they can kill time for at least 15 seconds on the shot clock. 19 left on the power play.
Staying on that thought, Brian, Hartley has really made the difference. He has shut the door for Rochester. Very impressive with his saves once he got between the pipes.
Makes another one there, and Philadelphia has now officially gone about 15 minutes without a goal. Their last one came at the 10:30 mark of the third quarter. Got 5.5 left to play here in this one. Long rebound came to McConvey, but he couldn't field it cleanly. It's loose on the floor, and Isaiah Davis-Allen's going to go after this, and he'll get there and bring it ahead. Creeping toward the 5-minute mark left. Wings are down by 3. Certainly a lot of time left that they could erase this, but they're going to have to break through this wall here, as a shot, as they fell to the floor from Fennell, is gobbled up by Hartley, who all of a sudden is an all-world goaltender.
Right. Got to give some credit to the big bodies in front of him, though, too. Defense by committee by Rochester, but Rylan Hartley also making some great saves from outside. Connor Fields with another blast.
A big one there from Fields as he pushes the lead out to 4 here for Rochester. And Connor Fields now with the hat trick to make it 15-11.
His mentality is, if in doubt, take the shot, and that he does. Just lets it rip from outside. Waters swings it to the left-hand side. Late arrival by the Wings defender. Fields just takes it low, shoots around the Wings defender, beats Knott to that right-hand side. Goal, Connor Fields. Hat trick to go with 6 assists. That's his 9th point on the night. Matching his average for the year. I said in the beginning, he's been averaging 8.3 points per game. There he goes. He eclipsed that average. Wings couldn't keep him under that. And it looks like Rochester's going to take this W.
A little bit of an unforced error there for the Wings, giving the ball back to Rochester. And yeah, again, Fields had 11 points in the last meeting between these two clubs. He's got 9 here tonight as Waters goes after a loose ball in the far corner. He'll pick it up and come back behind the net. Tried a dunk attempt from behind, but that did not get through. And so Philadelphia will move it up the floor. It's Foley on the right side. Deacon Knott to the bench. Extra attacker on, empty net here for Philadelphia, down 4 with 4 minutes to play. They're going to go for it here as Reziteritz puts it over to LeClaire. Out for O'Neal. Put it right side. A shot from Blaze Reardon is off the mark. And that bounces up out of play. And so we get a whistle and a timeout on the floor for our last break of the evening. The Rochester Knighthawks have come back and they have a comfortable 4-goal lead.
So quiet. Somebody say something. Can I get a little rumble from everybody? Listen, Frost's fans should be right. That moment. We just had an incredible team unifying moment by punching other guys in the face. We should have done humongous job of home team fans fired up. Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right? Who's ready for some destruction?
Welcome back to Philadelphia, where the Rochester Knighthawks have a 15-11 lead here over the Philadelphia Wings late in this 4th quarter. And it's time to reveal tonight's 3 stars of the game, brought to you by TFL. Our first star of the game, Connor Fields with his 9 points. Rylan Hartley has been amazing in relief. He's only allowed 4 goals here in almost 40 minutes. And Michael Sowers with a fantastic season debut, 4 goals, 2 assists to get his year going.
Certainly was the bright spot for the Philadelphia Wings, but that's the man right there. Also scored his 500th career point, the reigning MVP of the National Lacrosse League. Hey folks, watching this game at home, you got an opportunity to see why Connor Fields was the MVP. This guy just can score from anywhere, loose balls, makes those around him better while he puts points on the board, averaging 8.3 points per game. That'll rise a little bit with his 9th points today.
Wings up the floor with 3:11 to play. Deacon Knott's going to head to the bench now. This is going to be a Deacon Knott workout as he's going to run back and forth to the far bench here for the last few minutes. On the far side, Wings working around, comes to Reardon. It's over the stick of Reziteritz, and it's going to go over the line. So a turnover there, and that's compounded the problem here, Scott, for the Wings, is they've had to deal with Hartley, plus they've had a little bit of trouble completing some passes here in this second half.
Yep, errant passes, the loose ball game has been dominated by Rochester. Crisp one-time pickups. Philadelphia hasn't had the same. Philadelphia's going to have to go to that all or nothing, pull the goaltender and see what happens. Rochester knows what that's all about. They did that last weekend against Colorado in their first loss. But here we go. Let's take a look at the dominance of Connor Fields, season leaders, points per game. So this is his 4th game, 8.33 points per game. Lance Berry, again, 7.66 points per game. Two of those, two of the top scorers in the National Lacrosse League are on the floor for Rochester today.
Not back to the bench, extra attacker out, 2 minutes left. Wings down by 4. Gonna have to get it going quickly here if they want to try something, as O'Neill's got it from distance, wide to the net, and a long rebound again back over the center line. And so Deacon Knott quickly trying to get to the net, but he can't get there before Lanchberry fires it home. A valiant effort there by Deacon Knott as he dove and tried to get a stick on that, but it's an empty netter for Lanchberry. And that pretty much puts this one out of reach as it's a 5-goal lead for Rochester.
Yeah, that's Lanchberry's 8th point, so his goals per game average stays above 7, might get him close to 8. So Lanchberry and Fields just putting their points on just continue to rack up the points, let's say. Now Colorado knows what this, Rochester knows what this is about. They were down to Colorado 15-13 last weekend. They pulled their goalie, and Colorado got 3 empty net goals on them. Not sure if Philadelphia's going to do that now that it's a bit out of reach.
Rochester will get set up, and again, it seems like a bit of a formality here for the Knighthawks to wrap this one up, as Zed Williams will play it out to space for McConvey. Hogg headed off the floor, put it out in front, and it's tied up there as McConvey couldn't catch it cleanly. Wings will pick it up. And it's 1:06 left to go here in this 4th quarter. Wings looking for at least one more, but Evan Messenger's shot was turned aside by Hartley. Wings get it back. Fennell to the left side. A shot stopped by Hartley off the stick of Reziteritz. Justin Burkhoff is out there picking it up, pushed it to Sowers. Sowers, gonna see what he can do. Sowers holds, scoops it out in front. It's Burkhoff, he scores! Dustin Burkhoff breaks the drought. And it's a 16-12 game. Perhaps too little too late, but the Wings get one here going away.
Play to the last whistle. That's all you can ask for as a teammate, as a fan, as anything. Dustin Burkhoff picks the 90-degree corner, gives the Wings another goal. He's a little bit closer, takes a little bit of the sting off it. Great goal, Dustin Burkhoff.
And for Dustin Burkhoff, that is his 4th goal of the season. Played 4 games for Ottawa last year, and he came here to Philadelphia. They basically got him for free in a series of transactions in December.
All goals in the last minute have to be reviewed, although it looked pretty obvious. The refs are going to take a look. Burkhoff was well outside the crease. Crease was clear. It's going to be a good goal. As they review, you have to give the Rochester Knighthawks credit.
Yeah.
They played a complete game on both sides, from the front door offense, back door defense, goaltending, loose balls, face-offs. Cap came in and made a huge difference for them in face-offs. Goals, good.
More charades.
And again, as you talk about what Rochester did today on the road, beating the Philadelphia Wings, now they go home tomorrow to play the 3-time back-to-back-to-back champs, Buffalo Bandits. Not an easy task. Not an easy task at all.
Halifax has defeated Ottawa in the other game that was early here tonight, so Halifax notching another win. Here's Reziteritz to the net, he scores! Joe Reziteritz puts one low, and the Wings with a couple in garbage time here. They've got it back within 3.
Another goal that's going to be reviewed, but that was an obvious goal. Again, playing to the last whistle in front of the home faithful Wings. Gotta love that. However, they met a heck of an offense today with Rochester.
We mentioned Halifax beat Ottawa. That was a 13-10 final. Now they have to go play Oshawa tomorrow on the road. If I'm the team services guy for Halifax, I hate this weekend. I probably would have booked you to the wrong place there.
Right.
To make sure you get that in the right order. My goodness. Wings fans are optimistic till the end here.
Let me get some to the end, man. Give me the fist bump.
Cheer on the faithful. It's not the outcome they wanted, but my, was it ever an entertaining game here. At least for about 3/4 of it. That first half was, you know, that's the kind of thing the Wings need to figure out how to be able to do it for 4 quarters instead of 2.5, right?
Yep.
1.5, whatever it was. About 25 minutes, it looked like Philadelphia was really clicking there. But this is a Rochester team that's put together very well, and they're going to wind things down here in the corner as the Rochester Knighthawks deal the Philadelphia Wings another loss. It's the 4th win in a row for the Rochester Knighthawks against the Wings franchise. And with the win, they will go to 3-1 on the season, and they've got some momentum headed into their showdown with Buffalo back at home tomorrow night.
Rochester plays Buffalo at Buffalo, as you just said. Philadelphia on the road next weekend at Las Vegas, and then the Wings come back Friday, January 23rd, against hosting San Diego, and then 3 road games. Take a look at the standings, how important this was. This game, Rochester elevates itself to a tie for 2nd place. Philly drops to 1-3.
Despite that, though, a lot of runway there, as you see a lot of teams bunched up there. And, you know, for the Philadelphia Wings, it's, you know, an opportunity here, I think, to take the positives from this one and try to get it together for what's going to be a lot of travel for Philadelphia in the next few weeks. They've got trips to Las Vegas, San Diego, and Calgary as part of 4 of their next 5 on the road. And again, as we mentioned, Rochester going home for the first of 3 in a row on their home floor. Buffalo, Toronto, and Vancouver here through the rest of the month. So,
and away games sometimes brings a team closer.
Yeah.
You're traveling, you got each other's back. It's you against the world. And I think the Philadelphia Wings, they're coming off a bye week. Let's remember that. So they were idle last weekend while everyone else was playing. They came in today at home. Fortunately, couldn't get the W, but credit to that guy right there, Rylan Hartley. Great game between the pipes for him.
And a little handshake there for Nick Damoud, who, of course, they squared off a few weeks ago. Nick Damoud with a valiant effort here tonight in defeat. And that came at the hands of this guy. Connor Fields is downstairs with our Mary McGinnis.
Connor, you reached 500 career points tonight, being the 7th American-born player to do so. What does that milestone mean to you?
I mean, it's an honor to hear that. You know, something you strive to do is, you know, be the best player you could be. But honestly, that number is a credit to the guys I played with, you know, in the past, present. You know, I've been lucky to play for a lot of good teams with a lot of good coaches and a lot of good players around me. So, you know, I find myself open sometimes because of them. So it's a testament to them.
This was a big comeback win because you go back home and play the Buffalo Bandits tomorrow night. How do you carry this momentum into tomorrow's game?
I think we build off it, right? I think we did a lot of things good tonight. I think there's a lot of things we could work on as well. So, you know, we have a long, not too long, but a little bit of a trip back. So we'll watch it on there and, you know, learn from the mistakes, but also try to build on the positives because I think there's a lot of them.
Congrats. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Connor Fields with a big one again here tonight. He continues his torrid start to the season with a 9-point game, another hat trick, and 6 assists for one of the 4 horsemen there as they come away with the win here tonight in Philadelphia.
Class act, the reigning MVP, just shows you why he's the best in the National Lacrosse League. Still arguably one of the tops in this game. Congratulations to him and the Rochester Knighthawks.
That'll do it for us tonight here from Xfinity Mobile Arena. Once again, our final score, the Rochester Knighthawks 16, Philadelphia Wings 13. For Scott Gabrielson, Mary McGinnis, our producer-director Joel Takei, and our entire crew, I'm Brian Smith. This has been a presentation of the National Lacrosse League in association with Freedom Broadcast Studios. Click over on ESPN Plus for 3 more games tonight, including Vancouver and Calgary, coming up shortly at 9:30 Eastern. Thanks for watching, and good night from the city of brotherly love.